Oh yeah, you're back. You're back for another Friday feeling. How you doing? Oh yes, you've got to be doing good because it's that Friday, and that means one thing. Chris at Dad's RC Hangar for that Uber Friday feeling. And no, that is not the taxi. It's me. It's nearly Christmas. Look, I've got Christmas lights in the hangar. Oh yes. And the plane's getting excited too. This must be a Friday feeling. Now, this is probably going to be the most shortest video I've ever done, mainly because it's the continuation of the F4F. Yes, yes, yes. It was not meant to be that. It was meant to be the continuation of the Tiger Moth. But yes, long story would be more than an hour if I tried to explain my today of todays. Today has been one of them days that you just like put a line underneath it and go, yes, that was the day. The only thing that kept me going was to see you guys and girls on that Friday feeling. So this was something that I did record a while ago when I was doing the F4F. Basically, I was just rabbiting on and ended up going across my 30 minutes threshold for the video. It went on to about an hour and a half, and I'm sure you'd be lovely to put it on at night time when you slip into bed and you want something to put you to sleep. You could have put it on. Oh yes, but he said no, I cut it. So it's going to be a bit weird from the start, but basically it's just the tail section. Nothing major exciting. No. But it is still exciting because it's still the build of the F4F. But unfortunately, it's only a little snippet for today. Don't worry, I'll make it up to you. Come on. Alrighty, suddenly there's a tail section of the plane when just a minute ago there was a wing. It's alright, I've done the other wing. That is all servo leveled and straight and all that sort of lovely stuff. Right, we're going to do the tail section now, which involves one rudder and one elevators or horizontal stabilizer, what you like to call it. And this also involves a bit of glue. So I found out anyway what this other hinge is for. And it's quite fascinating actually, is that you've got to make a hole yourself. Now I want to see if I can get this in shot. I'm not sure if I can, but we'll give it a go. It's going to be out of light, but right, this little hole there, you've got to make a little hole and stick this in and glue it in. Okay. And then on this side, on here, you've got to make another little hole yourself, which then this goes into on the other side. Pretty random, huh? So it's kind of scary because I've got to make holes and I'm hoping they'll be straight. So what's the best way to make a hole? The best way to make a hole is a drill or one of my files. I don't want to make it too, I might have to use a drill, I mean, because you want it quite thin. That's too big. If you don't have it thin enough, it's all going to wobble about. So I'm going to make, I'm going to find some drill bits. Have I got little drill bits around here somewhere? I'm conscious of me wasting time. There's one over here though. I've got my little box of mini drill bits. I could probably just do it by hand, to be honest with you. Yes, worst thing about this is they move about and then they all get mixed up. So I'm looking for a size that's just smaller than the actual hinge itself, which is that one, which is 2.3 millimeter. In fact, I reckon I can stretch that down to 2.2. 2.2. I'm not sure what that is in Imperial. 2.2. 2.2. Should we have a look, see what it is in Imperial? I don't think this will show me, but it might. It might. 2:30 seconds, I reckon. Just over. It's under an eighth anyway. Yeah. One of them sizes. Right, so if I basically go in the middle with my hand, the trouble is with this is if you're not careful, it wanders. And we don't want wandering. And it comes out with some, yeah, not the best thing. I don't know why they just didn't make holes for me. Ah, there you go, that's in. How far it's got to go in, I don't know. But yeah, so that's in that way. It's kind of moulded itself to the plastic. Then we've got to get the middle, I reckon, about there. He says, yep. Could do with like a little one. In fact, I think you could probably just go a bit smaller than 2.2. I reckon 2mm would cut it. 2mm would cut it, I reckon, because that way it would go in a bit tighter. Right, so the hinge I would have thought has got to sit there. So before you start gluing, because you do glue the tail on, I would say that we stick that on there, missus, and it does fit in its little hole. There's no screws on this, so it's a bit scary for that. And then with that hole, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of this is kind of hard actually. I reckon this would be better to put this on this way. In fact, let's just let's zoom out a bit. Wow! So you can see what I'm doing a bit better. So put this on first, because otherwise you're never going to get that lined up. So if it's still not going to get that lined up, because that's got to sit in there. What's it say on the manual? What's it say? What does it say on the manual? It says that we should have this on first. Okay, so the manual says that we should have this on first, right? Okay, so then maybe, where does it say to, it says that this should be glued into this one. Okay, sorry, this should be glued into the tail. But then how am I going to get that in there? Like so. So it does make, it's probably going to make a little bit more of a hole itself anyway. Yeah, okay, but there you go. So I did want to actually see if I can turn, it's got the landing gear out still. So if I come out of that, like so, I reckon if we look at here, if I can get this in focus, this will be wonderful. And with a bit of light. Now, can we get, is that in focus, ladies and gentlemen? So you want the hinge in line. Give me your pointy thing. Right. You want the hinge in line with the edge, which to most is kind of like, well, yes, Chris, of course. So you want it sticking about there, and then we'll stick it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a bit of glue in this and let it dry, and then we'll stick the tail section on. So I could do this off camera because, you know, it's going to be, you really don't need to know how to glue. So on this, what we're doing is in the instructions. The instructions are pretty good. I'll give it that. I'll give it that. So we put a bit of glue in here, and we put a bit of glue in here, and for the giggles we could just put glue in here. So I'm probably just going to run just see if there's any. I don't think that, yeah, just run a bit of paper on there anyway. It's always good to scrape the edge that you're going to glue anyway, even the plastic, because if it's too much of a small surface, the glue doesn't adhere to it. The glue doesn't, you know, hasn't got any crevices to get stuck into. So, and so I'd rather do this. You know, I did do it with on a couple of other things, which I'll probably do on this one actually. We'll do it just before I start gluing, just so you can see what I did. I did this with the A6. What I do is I'll just do some slices, not too close to the edge, just some deep slices, and including inside here as well. I did this with the control horns as well. When I put them in here, I've just done a couple of scrapes, so if you crash it'll rip the total thing to pieces because it's well glued. Oh, okay, there you go, scrappy. And then we can do the same with this side as well. So, you know, we just bring some just light edges because it's really easy to cut this foam. And then I just want some scrapes, just some real light scrapes, that's hexagon wise, or whatever the word is. Not hexagon, hatch. That's what I meant to say, hatch. Just so, you know, especially because it's got no screws. So, you know, one bash, it could be game over. So let me finish making my bit of art. And I'm going to sort of like do the rest to any of the other surfaces that we're gluing to. And I don't think that is glue, I think that's the bottom. So, but you know, this all that's held on by is that edge there. And that's glued into there, so we're going to make sure that's a nice perfect fit. It's a bit scary, but I'm using the glue that they supplied, you know. I don't want anyone to turn around and say, well, you should use the glue supplied, Chris. That's what it's meant for. But you know, when you can smell a good glue, that if it's how strong it is. I know that sounds weird, but it does sound a good glue, and it does dry quickly as well. So yeah, okay, let me stick all that together. You've shown how we're going to go in there, showing where you need to do your little hinge on there. So if you do the same and you come up with an issue, then you know that is easy. Don't worry about, I would fill this with glue inside there as well. You can pump a bit of glue, so when you're moving it about to get it in, it's going to fill every crevice once it dries, and then we'll leave it to dry, which we will do. Alright then, go and make yourself a cup of tea. Well, there you have it. I mean, I told you it was going to be a quick one. Now, just something that I should have mentioned is that when I was gluing this, when I was making the cross cuts in the towel, a good idea, and this is a top tip of the Friday feeling, is get some gaffer tape or some duct tape, whatever you call it, over the pond, and the bits you're going to glue, just put it on it to get rid of the paint. Because what can happen is that, you know, you'll end up sticking the paint and it will come apart because the paint nearly dropped the plane. It will come apart because the glue would be sticking to the paint, not to anything else. But that's why I make them slices into the body. Oh my god! So yeah, so just that's an extra tip is to do as well, to do that. But as you can see, it's all glued in place. Our little kind of hinge, you know, the sticky through hinge, is all fitting. You can't really see that at the moment because it's really kind of, you know, you can't see it. So, but it's all stuck, and it's butter. It really is butter. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, that is butter. Them hinges are just magnifique. And look at that. There you go. There's the rudder. It's a bit squeaky. Hello, a bit squeaky. What's that squeaking? Name that tuning too. No? Okay. Don't worry about it. I'm just having that crazy Friday feeling moment. So, more stuff to do on the F4F. As I say, this was a continuation of the I was just looking at my little, I've got to connect the horns on that, you see, where it goes onto the rudder and the wheels. Quite cool actually that they actually use that sort of linkage. Excuse me. I just eaten something. I think I just had a Christmas pie. Mince pie. So, yeah, I like the way they do the linkage rather than just poking something into the rudder to make the wheel turn. It's a lot more solid and adjustable. There's nothing worse when you have to bend the wheel back because you buckled it a bit. So anyway, so yes, Christmas spirit time. It is nearly upon us. If you don't celebrate Christmas and you just enjoy the holidays, then hey. But we have got two Dad's RC Hangar Friday feelings before Christmas. In fact, I think it falls on a Christmas Eve. But don't worry, that's not going to stop me from doing a movie. No, 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 no. I will be here in the flesh for Dad's RC Hangar. We will get the Tiger Moth finished. So stand by to keep a lookout for that. Because I've got all the bits and pieces and basically it's ready for a fire up. Oh yeah, we're going to fire that puppy bad boy up. As for the F4F, yes, I need to continue on this. But it's come to that part where I really need to finish the Tiger Moth. I've got the electronics and I need to do a separate video for the electronics because it's a how-to electronics for certain electronics. But anyway, enough waffling on from me. I really appreciate every one of you that subscribed, and if you don't want to subscribe and you've watched the movie and you've liked it, then I appreciate for stopping by and having a look at the madness. If it's not for you, it's not your cup of tea, then I do apologise. If it is your cup of tea, oh yeah, here he is with the biscuits. dunking away. So enjoy that cup of tea. But no, I really appreciate everyone coming and subscribing and boosting this channel. I really need this channel boosted. I love bringing you all these wonderful planes. And don't forget, next year is maiden year 2021, the maiden of skies. As she spits across the room. Plenty in the sky already. There's going to be in the sky under the sticks of control from me. And maybe someone else, because I still can't fly on my own because I haven't got my A cert. But we'll get that next year. But at least we can get these maidened and I can give you a full report on what I think about the airplane of my perspective of how they are. But I know this F4F is going to be a bad boy of the sky. Oh yeah, I mean it just looks great, doesn't it? You know, with old Junior in the seat there with his red goggles. Love it. Anyway, listen, go and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend. If I get an extra read all about it, extra videos, I keep promising but never seem to get the time, then great. If not, then I will see you in this place, Dad's RC Hangar, next Friday for that massive Friday feeling and that boost for the week. So go and enjoy yourself. If you can be flying, enjoy yourself and keep safe. Try and keep their masks on. You know, we don't want any more casualties of this horrible pandemic. So I will pray to each and every one of you that you'll be back next week, safe and sound. So listen, thanks for popping by and you be careful out there. See you now. Bye bye.